Hello and welcome to Seoul and the Olympic Gymnasium #3 for the first of the 12 OSIM BWF World Superseries tournaments for 2012. It was only 3 weeks ago that the 2011 Super Series came to a dramatic climax at the season-ending finals in Luzhou. So now a new year and a new season of Super Series, and here in Korea we're starting in style with the first of the premier events. 5 of those 12 tournaments promoted to an even higher status, and those 5, as you can see, starting with Korea, then the All England, Indonesia, Denmark, and the 5th premier event, alas, the China Open. So, of course, the players coming on to court, we've got 5 matches for you this afternoon, and you can see that the first of those matches is men's doubles. It features the World Championships silver medalists Ko and Yu from Korea. They're up against the Danes, Conrad-Petersen and Jonas Rasmussen. Now, just before we get into this men's doubles, let me quickly tell you about what we can look forward to for the rest of the afternoon. After this, we're going to have mixed doubles and featuring the Olympic champion Lee Yong-dae with his new partner Ha Jung-young. They're up against Japanese pair in that mix. Then women's singles and the former world #2 Saina Nehwal up against the World Championships silver medalist from last year, Cheng Xiaoqie of Taipei. Women's doubles will follow that, Indonesians against Danes, and then the last of our 5 matches this afternoon will feature Lee Chong-wei, the world #1, trying to get through to his 4th consecutive Korea Open final. Of course, he was champion in 2010. So that's what we've got lined up for you this afternoon. I'm Jill Clark, sitting alongside former England head coach Ian Wright. And Ian, there's nothing like getting a new season off to a dramatic start with a premier event, $1 million US prize money. That's a pretty good way to start 2012.
No, it's going to be a great start. Well, firstly, Happy New Year.
And to you.
It's going to be a great year. I mean, what a fantastic year. It's Olympic year. The big prize for everybody will be Olympics, but this Korean Open from last year really set a precedent last year, the first $1 million tournament last year, and I know all the players are really up for this one this year.
Yeah, of course, not only the extra prize money, extra points for premiers. Well, let's look first of all at the Danes, and there's Mads Conrad-Petersen, the 23-year-old, although he's going to turn 24 next Thursday. So what a nice birthday present it would be if he was to progress a lot further through this Korean Open. Well, he and his partner, Jonas Rasmussen really is very, very experienced. There he is, the 34-year-old, former world champion, of course, back in 2003 with Lars Borska. Now, you can see from their career win-loss records that they're a relatively new partnership, only formed their partnership at the Danish Open in 2010, and their win-loss record for last year, well, that translates into starting the year very well. They reached the final of the first Super Series event last year, which of course was Malaysia. So this, of course, the first tournament of 2012. World ranking of 12 at the moment, 15 tournaments, individual tournaments, towards that world ranking. First round, the Danes disposed of the English combination of Chris Adcock and Andrew Ellis in 2 straight games. Well, there are the Koreans, and my goodness, what a year they had last year. 3 titles, but perhaps best known for the fact that they reached the final of the World Championships in Wembley. Silver medalists at the World Championships, lost out, of course, to Kai and Fu, who won their 4th world title. That is an impressive win-loss record for last year, and that translates into 6 finals. Not only those 3 titles, 3 times beaten finalists as well. So for the Koreans, we're looking at Yu Yong-sung. He's the older of the 2 by just a year. He's 25. His partner, Go Sang-hyun, is 24. Now this, surprisingly, as we look at the umpire, David Turner and Eddie Rufianto, 2 court officials. This, surprisingly, is the first time that these 2 pairs have met. And I say surprisingly, because both pairs playing together now for over a year, and both highly successful. So I think it's fair comment, Ian, to say that the Koreans more successful, more consistently than the Danes.
Yeah, certainly. Danish pair had a flying start to the partnership, but to be honest, it tailed off towards the end of the year. Very often the case with new partnerships, nobody really knows them. The opponents struggle to find their game and find their tactics. But I think during the year, the Danes really just stood out a little bit, I'd have to say. Whereas the Koreans really went from strength to strength.
On my right, is Conrad-Petersen, Jonas Rasmussen, Denmark. On my left, Hyun, Seong, Korea.
Well, no doubt where the support is going to lie, very much with the home players. The Danes, the far side of the court mats, Conrad-Petersen and Jonas Rasmussen, up against the number 4 seed, Hyun and Yeon. We've noticed already opening day yesterday. Of course, they had qualifying on the Tuesday, but from the matches yesterday and the couple of matches that have been played already earlier today, there was very much adrift in this arena.
Yes, very much one end being quicker than the other end. I'd have to say it's been more difficult to attack from this side as we look at it. So the Korean pair, it's going to be more difficult for them to attack, slightly slower from this end. Danish pair should have more success with their attacking play from the far end.
Of course, there's an awful lot of heating on in this Olympic gymnasium. And that is because it is minus temperatures outside. Very, very cold indeed. A number of the players from countries like Indonesia and Malaysia were talking to me yesterday and saying just how cold it is. Very strong athlete is Seong. Legs, powerful player. We made to wait. He's so clever, isn't he? Rasmussen reads the game so well.
Yeah, it's going to be a feature of this game. It's going to be Jonas Rasmussen who's going to try and get into that net position to try and create the attacking opportunities for his younger partner. That's just a good example there of how well he does read it.
Starting with such a good return of serve.
Yeah, it's going to be a key in this game. The Koreans do serve very well. One thing the Danes will know they have to do is be very, very sharp on return of serve.
I thought the Koreans yesterday in their first round match against the Chinese combination of Seoul and Hyun. Didn't start the quickest. Oh my goodness. Slipped on the carpets around there. Oh, looks all right. That's Conrad. That's going to need some attention, isn't it? But going back to that point, Ian, I mean, the Koreans, burden of expectation, expected to do well on home soil, but they really didn't look impressive. They lost that opening game against the Chinese combination before winning 21-15 in the decider.
Yeah, I think it's been a feature of their play over the last sort of 6 months or so. They've tended to start games quite slowly, and they've carried that on into the new year by the looks of it. Some running repairs here to the carpet.
Yes, I felt awfully nervous, I have to say. His foot on that carpet surround and it just slipped away from him. He's one of the young Danish coaches. What do you know about him?
Well, he's been around, he's done some work with the junior teams over the last few years, gradually working his way through the system. They have a very, very strong coach education system in Denmark. This is just another product of that system.
Coach education, something very dear to your heart, I know.
Yes. Yeah, something I spent a fair bit of time on, certainly in the last few years. But the Danish system is a very, very comprehensive coach education system. They do produce some good coaches.
And is that all set up academically, or is it through practical work with bringing them into the elite squads when a young developing coach, or is it a combination probably of both?
Yeah, they've got a nice blend. They've got a nice blend between theoretical study, some of the underpinning science, together with practical experience working with the regional age group structure.
Yeah.
Working at national junior level and then feeding through into the senior system. They've also got a very strong club system, so the coaches get very good experience working with the senior players in the domestic league as well.
Yeah. Yes, because there is a professional league as such, isn't there, in Denmark, and the club structure, and again in a lot of countries now, and we've heard a lot of talk about the Chinese league. Inter-club matches or inter-regional matches. We've had it in the Bundesliga in Germany for years and years.
Yeah, we're in Korea at the moment, obviously, for this tournament. They have a very, very strong coaching system in Korea, mainly attached to clubs and universities. They have a lot of full-time coaches and a good system of bringing coaches through. The Chinese system is a little bit different. Tends to be the national system tends to be a little bit apart from the regional system and the club system, but that will probably change now with the debut of the professional league. It'll be interesting to see which coaches are attached to the teams and how they actually relate to working with the national players from the national centre.
Yeah. Well, it's something I'm sure we'll expand on later on during the week, because I certainly remember a certain Lee Hyun, men's singles player here, of course, from Korea, actually left the national training setup and went and trained with his club team. Felt he was getting better coaching and a better setup. But we're back to play now on the men's doubles.
Another example at the moment so far, it's the Koreans that are creating more attacking opportunities. Danes again forced into those deep defensive positions.
Semi-finalists last year, of course, this Korean pair. Lost out to another Danish combination, Mathias Boe and Carsten Morgensen. It may not have been the cleanest of hits, but it was certainly very effective.
Yeah, classic Danish play there. Pedersen in the rear court, hitting a good angle, creating the opportunity for Jonas in the forecourt. That's the formation that we're trying to get into.
Just wide. by the umpire. Now, obviously, with the running repairs to the... Ooh, what did you think?
It did look as though he got a touch on that, didn't it?
Yeah. But it's yet to really ignite. I don't think the players are really settled in, what with all that interruption with the repairs to the court.
No rhythm so far developed in the game, really. It's been very nervy on serve and return situations. As I say, it's the Koreans who've created the more attacking opportunities so far. I'm sure the Danish coach there will be talking about, I think you can see it from body language there, he wants his players to get in and take the pace off and not play flat to this Korean pair, which is their strength, of course.
11-5. Play.
So 11-5 opening game.
Yeah, again, it's the Korean pair that take the attack. And when they do, they look very, very strong at the moment. Again, Yeon is forced to lift and his partner caught trying to get back into a defensive position, but really didn't have the time.
Service over. 6-12.
Former European Junior Men's Singles Champion, Mads Conrad. That's a bad misjudgment. My goodness, you can see the drift there. That shuttle really held up.
Over. 13-6.
Yeah, when he hit this, it looks like it was going a long way out. I can understand why he left it, but in the end, it's well in. So the problem, Korean's able to drive from this end, knowing that the shuttle will hold up. They're able to put pace on in that flat game, and that's a game that really suits them. Again, Danes struggling to find a strong defensive formation.
I said he was strong.
Yeah, it's good, but I mean, the problem the Danes have got here is that it's the Koreans again that are getting the attack a little bit too easily.
277.
It's not the quickest haul, that's strong hitting.
Yeah, it certainly is. That's about 172 miles per hour.
Service over. 7-15.
Forced to defend, that's just not going to work for them. They've really got to try and create their own attacking opportunities if they want to turn this game around.
Service over. 8-16.
It's a clever serve, changed the direction of the serve, took it wider. Partners quickly onto third.
Oh, he's just missed it. was a big, big gap down that forehand side.
17-9.
This is a bit of a gamble, the cross-court smash. Leaves themselves open to that straight drive, but just missed it.
Oh, read that. Absolutely pounced on it. Broken strings, he knew he had to make a difference.
Yeah, I read this well. Saw the hesitation, the shuttle was dropping. Go quick to take that space in the forecourt, anticipate the drop. Good doubles.
Misjudgment again. Well, you have to give credit to the Koreans, because that was perfection on the lift. They know about the drift.
Yes, they're playing the arena very well at the moment, using the different in ends to good effect.
Service over. 10-19.
Thank you, Hyun. Opportunity. He knows it. A little rice there from Yeon, because he was lucky to get away with that. But they've certainly earned their game points, 10 of them. Only needed the one opportunity. And a really commanding performance in that opening game by the World Championship silver medalists from Korea. Number 4 seeds Go Seong and Yeon. The opening game in 16 minutes, 21-10. Well, I suppose, Ian, for the Danish coach, a fair bit of work to do to... Does he try and change the tactics completely, or does he say to his players, right, okay, now you've got the better end, or how do you think he'll approach this?
I think he's really got to try and find some solutions with the first 3 shots, the serve, return and the third shot, because at the moment the Danes are really not creating enough attacking opportunities from those set situations at the beginning of the points. And as long as the Koreans are taking the attack, whichever end, I'm afraid they're going to be able to get through the Danish defence. So it's really about trying to put some more pressure on return of serve, trying to mix the serves up a little bit as Jonas did towards the end of that game. He had a little run of points at the end, and just try and get some control in that area of the game. If they can't get control in that area of the game, it's going to be very difficult for them, because this Korean pair are very, very strong in attack. They have good combinations when they attack, they have very good understanding, and it'll be very difficult to win from on counter-attack against them.
Point 1, 20 seconds.
He's certainly using all of his allotted time. Part advice. Well, I wonder if yesterday's match against the Chinese combination of Liu and Chu, that's just sharpened up the Koreans, because they look almost a completely different pair at the start of this second round encounter. So as Ian Knight was suggesting in the interval, it will be interesting to see whether the Danes can really improve on the first 3 shots of the rally, because it tends to set the tone.
Yeah, and the first point will be a little bit worrying for them. They managed to take the attack, but they really didn't get into a good attacking formation. The Koreans were able to take the attack back, and when they have the attack so far in this match, they've been very effective. disappointed there. That was the easiest one of the lot, really. Created the opportunity. Lead the point out well. He takes the first one, just feel he relaxed a little bit on the second one. That's a bad error.
Must have heard you, Ian.
Well, that's what they've got to do, and that was a great demonstration of it. They've got to get in and get control of these serve and return situations, and this is great doubles. Good serve, racket straight up, aggressively taking control of the tape. That's good play. Didn't waste it, really.
Yeah.
Won a point with a good short serve and attack at the net, and then flicks.
Yeah. What would be the logic to that, or do players just, probably in your opinion, no logic?
I think you've answered your own question. They've got to win this match. They've got to get control of the net area. So, having won a good point at the net, they need to keep the pressure on there, really.
Yeah. That's a beautiful drop shot too. What do you say in the north of England? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, or something. You've got a winning formula, stick with it until that's landed in.
Yeah, certainly from this end you can be a little bit more aggressive with your lifts and your drives because it's going to hold up a little bit. It's just another example there. Felt it was going well out to the back of the court when it was struck, but in the end, comfortably in. He's trying, you can see what he's trying to do there. It's a good serve, got in quickly. Just mistimed the attack at the net a little bit there. It went up.
That's a super smash from Seong.
Yeah, good agility here to get round the head. Look at that one jump out from the centre.
Not quite as fast as his partner. Well, I was going to say that's a great flick serve, but it's called a fault from Eddie Ruffianto. What did he say there?
It's a racket head, but it was a late call, wasn't it? I think that's what the players are a little bit concerned about. But there's nothing wrong in the service, just taking a bit of time. It's okay.
As long as the right decision is made in the end, I think all players would have that sentiment. We saw at the Super Series finals, didn't we, Ian, with Hyun. He does like to serve very quickly. He hardly seems to get himself ready when he's wanting to serve, and in contrast, not this Danish pair, but another Danish combination seemed to take a long time. And of course, when the two pairs were playing against each other, that was spot on the line. Well, Ian's just pointed out to me that was called long. We had, of course, the benefit of seeing it again, and it was plumb on the line. So Koreans into the lead, 4-6 down. And that one was wide.
Yeah, they're very dangerous on Ko's service. It's a very quick serve and he tends to win quick points with it. He's looking for short exchanges. It's a very aggressive service, if that makes sense. I know it's a short serve, but he's very quick after it. So again there.
Unbelievable defence initially, but good concentration from Conrad.
Good aggressive play in the forecourt, and that's what they need. Driving the Koreans back into a deep defensive formation there. Keeping them off that net position.
1 point in it. 7-8. Oh, that's clever.
Again, good variety on the service from Jonas. Wide flick, anticipating the smash. Taking an aggressive stance in defence and using the space straight.
Well, the margins between success and failure are absolutely minute. Have a little look at the top of the tape, didn't it?
Yeah, right thing, right shot, trying to take the attack for his team. Just didn't fall for him.
Found the gap again. Makes it look so simple. You don't necessarily see such a big gap there within the rally, but somehow he does see it.
Yeah, clever. He took the pace off the shot before. Koreans trying to put pace off, pace on the shuttle. That means it's going up. That creates the space.
Far more positive here at the start of the second game, the Danes.
Yeah, that's good again. Again, pace off from the rear court allows him to get up the court, gives himself the time to move forward. And see both Danes very, very high on the court there. And control that net position, as we talked about earlier.
That's a clever return from Hyun. Again, all level. Perhaps not as agile nowadays as when he won that world title back in 2003. So it's the Koreans who have the advantage at the mid-game interval, and just the narrowest of possible advantages, just 1 point. Look how early he takes that. Beautiful. Yeon. Lunging forward. So Ian, I want to pick up on something you said just a moment ago about an aggressive low serve, because so many people perhaps watching badminton and badminton fans, you know, in certain sports, you know, it's almost that the serve is just the start of the rally. In badminton, it's crucial. And a good low serve is a very aggressive shot, because if your opponent can't attack it, then it is aggressive.
Yes, if you can get the shuttle just below net height and force your opponents to take it from just below net height, that means you can get your racket up and you can dominate that net position. And that's what Ko does so well. And as I say, it's a quick service. Doesn't give his opponents much time to settle. And score a lot of points on it.
And the Koreans up against one of Most tactically astute of all men's doubles players in the world. Jonas Rasmussen once again finding the space.
Yeah, we can see there it's not a real power smash, but so well placed and created the space. Got one player out of position. He knows his partner will move across to try and cover him. Uses the space the other side. It's very clever play.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable to me that you say not a very powerful smash. It was still 150 miles per hour. Compare that to tennis and it just shows how fast this sport is.
Yeah, he used to hit it a little bit harder than that though.
Yes.
It's good again.
We're involving the net player a lot more.
Yep, and I'm sure that was the coaching. We talked about it in the interval between the games. The Danes have really got to get on that net position. We see here, staying high up the court, fighting for control of that net, driving the Koreans deeper into the court.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, same again. Committing to that front court, not giving the Koreans time to move in. Stepping in, driving them off again, and look, not giving the Koreans time to set up in defence at all.
Oh, my goodness, he got that quickly for that, didn't he?
Service over. 13. Off.
Yeah, great agility and well placed as well. Good angle down the centre of the court.
Here we go again. Umpire's going to have to keep a tight watch on this. David Turner.
13.
Court will need to be mopped of the perspiration. Oh, it's gone long. Oh, fabulous rally.
15-13.
Yeah, really good rally. Both pairs having their opportunities on attack during that rally. Good fight for the net position. Both pairs trying to take the attack all the time. Men's doubles.
All four men breathing quite heavily. Goodness. Oh, that's a fabulous placement of the smash from Yeon. Seong.
16-13.
Good agility from Conrad there. He's quickly up. The smash is just too well placed into that right hip.
replacement this time from Hyun.
17-13.
Again, good combination play. You getting in and creating the time for his partner to hit that winning smash down the centre.
And they've just suddenly piled on the pace, haven't they? From 12-13 down. 6 straight points. My goodness, a different complexion on this second game. Well, just walking away rather than waiting for Rasmussen. Oh, wonderful. What disguise.
19-13.
Yeah, really good play here. We're going to see it. Keeps the speed of the racket head and just cuts across the shuttle. Look at that. Looks for all the world as though he's going to hit really, really hard and just cuts across the shuttle. Just brings it down really steeply.
Oh, it's landed in. Well, on a run of 8 straight points.
10-13.
From being adrift in this second game, all of a sudden, up their intensity. And the World Championship silver medalists. Match points. Only needed the one. Well, 9 straight points from 12-13 down. Oh my goodness, they are a class pair. Had to work hard at the start of the second. The Danes managed to up their game. But in the end, the number 4 seeds from Korea, Seong and Yeon, victory over the Danes, 21-10, 21-13 in 36 minutes of play. Will be a little bit disappointed that they fell away really a little too quickly for their liking towards the end of that second game.
Yes, again, it was a little run of points, wasn't it, from Ko that was decisive. As I say, they're very, very effective when he's on service.
So there we can see confirmation that the first of our 5 matches this afternoon won by Koreans. Koreans involved, of course, in the next match, which is mixed doubles. Then we've got women's singles and former world number 2, Saina Nehwal of India, up against the World Championships silver medalist from last year, Chen Xiaoqie of Taipei. And then women's doubles, and how wonderful to see Gracia Polly back to full fitness after a shoulder injury, playing with Johari. Then the number 8 seeds, they're up against the Danes of Kruse and Ropka. And then, of course, the last of our 5 matches this afternoon is men's singles. The former champion and current world number 1, Lee Chong-wei, against Song Won-ho of Korea. So plenty more action to come. Day 2 of main draw competition, of course, here. And the next match on court is mixed doubles. The Olympic champion, Lee Yong-dae, now playing with Ha Jung-lung, up against the Japanese pair of Shintaro Ikeda and Reiko Shiota. Of course, as we wait for the mixed doubles players to come onto court, neither of these pairs seeded in this Korean Open. My goodness, what a pedigree Lee Yong-dae has in mixed doubles. Able to enjoy some of the highlights from that men's doubles, which first half of the first game, a little bit slow for the players to get going, but my goodness, once they had, we saw some dynamic, exciting rallies.